Hello gorgeous, and welcome to my channel. It's your girl Jordan, and today I'm here with a reaction video, and that's more so a reaction slash review of Beyonce's new album Lemonade. As you know or may not know if you've been hiding under a rock, Beyonce dropped her album last night, Lemonade, a visual album premiere on HBO as well as the full audio she released. And if you didn't know, HBO is actually giving HBO for free this weekend. So whoop whoop, and so you can catch that. Or if it's after the fact, also Tidal offers a free 30-day subscription, so you could try it out like trial, and that has so many different albums on there and music and all this, but it has Beyonce's full visual album on there. Whew. Now that that disclaimer's out the way, oh my goodness. One, this has just been a crazy week in music, period. I don't have the words to express, like, you know, the loss of Prince. But luckily he'll live on through his music, but also in music, Beyonce's album dropped, and that was crazy. So we already knew this HBO special was coming out, but did we know her album was coming out? I had a feeling it was going to be her album, but I didn't know what to expect. To me, my overall review is that it was amazing. Like, there's so many points that I want to touch on, but let's just start with the visuals. I think the visual presentation was beautifully done. It was literally like a story, like it was chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and it just flowed so well. I feel like the poetry element, I don't know who wrote the poems that she was reading off of, or, you know, if part of that was her. I think it was another artist who did the poetry, but I wasn't familiar with the poems, but they really spoke to me. Like, some of them were really, really like, oh my gosh, that's really good. But how it overlapped into the songs, and I felt like this was probably the most vulnerable she's been in the album, and I feel like this is probably her best album, in my opinion, to me. Showed the most growth. Like, it really was a different side of her that I never heard. I don't appreciate the profanity. I don't really like profanity, like F-bombs and stuff like that, but that's her expressing herself, and I can listen to a clean version if I want. But, you know, that always makes me, But other than that, I feel like everything, like when she was expressing, like, you could relate to. And I feel like as a woman you could relate, more specifically as a black woman you could relate to a lot of the struggles. I loved all the snippets, like with her grandmother. I thought that was super cute. Or even with the black women being unappreciated and all of that. And like, I just felt like it was awesome. And all of the cameos, oh my gosh. First, let me just say, how do you get the baddest athlete in America twerking in your video? Serena Williams, like, not, she's arguably the best athlete, but most definitely the best female athlete right now, and she's twerking in your video. How? And she looked bomb, must I say, with her dancing and all of that. And Beyonce looked good. I loved all of the beauty, like, not just from Beyonce and some of the cameos, just all of the people, all of the different hairstyles. There was so many different hairstyles in it, and I just loved it. And so many different types of black, like, you know, you had some people dealing with vitiligo. You had, I believe there was some albino. There was definitely like a large range of shades, from the lightest of light to the darkest of dark, you know, and everyone in between. Like, it was just beautiful. All I could look at, and I'm like, wow, these are some beautiful women on the screen. So amazing job with that and just showcasing that. And I feel like this is probably the most vulnerable she's been with her relationship, as far as expressing that, which she doesn't have to, honestly. I was like, I wouldn't, but I'm sure so many people could relate with that, even if that's not your particular struggle. Every relationship has its ups and downs, and to see her express her raw emotions, like, my life is in the public, but this, I have some real feelings about the stuff. Like, that part of it, that authenticity, was much appreciated and was beautifully done. And not only that, just listening to the album, when you're watching the visual album, it's hard sometimes to really listen to the music because you're more so like watching. But I listened to the album like at least 3 or 4 times, and the songs are bomb. Like, the songs are so good, and it has a great flow to it. And yeah, I just feel like it was just really well done. Another thing that I liked was that she showed that little picture of Nina Simone album, and I think that was really beautifully done, because if you know something about Nina Simone, like, Nina Simone, she was like a really rising star, but, you know, so much was happening in the world, a lot of injustice, and she really focused a lot of her art on that. And some people say to her detriment, but that was really her passion and what she really felt strongly for. So a lot of people were like, why is Beyonce getting involved in social stuff? Beyonce's been doing stuff behind the scene, but her actually speaking out artistically is for once So I feel like that was just, I don't know if that's like her saying this is an inspiration of mine, or I don't know, you could read into it. And that's another thing, there was so much in the visual album where I'm not going to be able to interpret all of it, but that's another thing about art. We don't necessarily know what the artist was thinking, but everybody has their own point of view, how you read it or how you connected to it. So I appreciated all of the work that she put into the album and the visual album itself. I love so many songs. I think Daddy Issues right now is my favorite. I also love Drought. I love, like, I don't want to pick because there's like at least 5 or 6 that I'm like amazingly in love with, but I know that it'll switch throughout time. There's not one song I would skip on the album. So she really did the darn thing with that. I don't know, there was just so much going on in those videos, and I just felt like it was just beautifully put together and really dramatic Beyonce style. I feel like this was her best album yet. But that's just my initial review. I would love to see what you guys think. Did you guys like the visual album? Did you hate it, but you liked the songs? Or did you like both? Did you hate, like, what were your thoughts about it when you were watching it? Oh, and that Freedom song, Kendrick Lamar's verse. Awesome. Okay, but that's all for me for right now. Subscribe for more weekly videos. I usually do fashion hauls and makeup and hair and all that other stuff. And who knows, I might try to recreate some of the looks in the video because I love so many of them. But love, live, laugh, God bless always, and spread light. Deuces.